All right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Straight Outta Austin. This is episode 93. Creeping up on that episode 100.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah. One day we'll be there. Hopefully.
How we feeling tonight?
Feeling pretty good despite this cold-ass weather. I'm not enjoying that.
Yeah, it's like 30 degrees outside.
It's like negative 30.
All I know is that when I wake up and I have like a huge ball of phlegm in my mouth.
They're going to say ball sweat.
Yeah. It's never good when you wake up with huge balls in your mouth. Phlegm or otherwise. Anyway, this is Prometheus.
This is Bobby Beetle.
And this is Agamemnon.
And we are all not too cold.
We're straight out of Austin.
Yeah, I think I told them that already.
I just feel the energy level in the room.
The following takes place between 8 a.m. and 9
between 8 p.m.-ish Central and 9 p.m.-ish Central.
Boop. Boop.
And this is the longest day of our lives.
I can imagine that would be the longest day. Fucking 24, like so much happens in one day. He doesn't use the restroom or eat. First of all, that alone shows like how long of a day it is.
He does have a cup of coffee in between breaks. Like when he's like interrogating somebody,
yeah.
He just like walks in, flips over, like someone's like interrogating them, right? Like we can't get the information, and Jack's like pulls out his gun, takes out the guy guarding the freaking interrogation door, like Jack, you can't go in there. We're not talking to the guy. Flips the table, shoots him in the leg. Tell me what I want to know. He's just like, chill. Then he comes out. He's just like, Jack, you violated every protocol. Shut the hell up. He's like drinking coffee. He's just like, no, we got the information that we needed. The only time he ever drinks or eats.
The best part of interrogations, Folgers in your cup.
It'd be funny if they explain like
I'm bleeding out, you asshole.
It'd be funny if they explain like him not going to pee in just like one line, but like, Jack, it's been a long day. You know, I got you covered, man. Go use the restroom. He just sits there, sips his coffee. Oh no, I don't pee, and then he just walks off. And then they never touch it again. They never talk about it or anything. Everyone's just like, wait. He did, like everyone at home's wondering, like, he doesn't pee. He just doesn't pee.
It's gonna have
why? How?
It's gonna be in like the forum, like you know when people make like the wikis of the shows and stuff, like in the history of it, and like fun facts. Jack Bauer doesn't pee.
It's gonna be a whole page dedicated to him.
It's like a forum topic and shit.
All it says is Jack Bauer doesn't pee, and then a bunch of people saying, "Fucking right, he doesn't."
Fucking right, he doesn't.
It'd be funny, like for like the very last episode of the last season. It's like it's just him. Like when they roll the credits, it's just him at a urinal, just taking like one long pee for that entire time. Like Austin
it's just
Power
him
style.
Dead peeing. I'll pee when I'm dead.
Yeah, all right.
Throwing that in the show.
He'd be prominent in the fighting game community for the amount of table flipping he does.
Oh yeah. Tell me what I want to know, or I'm gonna flip more tables. So he's like at an IKEA. Sir, okay, I'll tell you. You're gonna destroy our merchandise. This is our livelihood.
Wait, they would have gotten shot in the leg, sir.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Can you at least get me a doctor? No doctor till you tell me what I want to know.
It's gonna be like the 7th season. He's sitting there just like driving with somebody else. Flipped all kinds of tables, plastic, particle board, oak, redwood. Hell, man, I took out a mahogany pecan finished one the other day. I felt pretty good, but it's getting really old. Tell me where the girl is, or I'm gonna crash this car to the train.
So you see this marble? No!
I told Prometheus about this. One last thing. I told Prometheus about this in the first season where he just like in the car, he gets a call. It's like bad news. He's like, okay, I'll handle it. And he's like, brrr, and he just like throws his cell phone out the window. It's like, damn. If I was in the car, I'd be like, awkward.
Yeah, no, right. This is my stop. We're on a highway. This is my stop.
The guy convicted of treason in the backseat's like, awkward. It's a little bit weird right now, Jack.
Yeah, all right. Can I get taken in by somebody a little more, I don't know, stable?
I know this is like the highest crime you can commit in this country, but I'm really sorry, and you're really scaring me right now. Yeah. I will never do it again.
That's the basis of 24. Like, I'm not telling you shit, Jack Bauer's like, oh, anger management issues all over the place.
It's like breaking down like half. She said she loved me. The last thing she fucking said. He starts like banging his head on the steering wheel while they're doing 80 on the freeway.
That had so many more layers to the show. If he like had like all these emotional breakdowns, he always felt guilty. Like every time he had to torture somebody, he was just like all conflicted about it afterwards. Like, I have to do it to save the country.
Yeah.
But why did I have to shoot his daughter? Like some shit like that.
No spoilers, but Agamemnon always perfectly described the rest of that scene. Careening off of
just bust through the barricade and just freeze frames like right before he hits like the water. It's just like tune in next week.
Fucking rage.
Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop.
All right.
Well, speaking of flying off barricades, Ben Affleck says he wants to atone for Daredevil with Batman vs. Superman. So apparently he did an interview with Playboy, which we all know they're known for their great articles. And
does he want to atone for Daredevil, like not for Batman? Was he not thinking about it for Batman yet?
well, he means like so. Hopefully, he'll put on such a great performance. We'll forgive him for Daredevil, but some sins can never be forgiven. But he was pretty in pretty good spirits about the whole thing.
Oh, so I completely misunderstood everything you just said because I just read it. It said he's to atone.
Yeah,
I thought you said he wants to tone up.
Oh,
for Daredevil.
I want to get buff.
That's what I thought.
Let me get buff for Daredevil.
I want to work on my pecs,
Ignore
man.
it. Let's look at a small thumbnail of
I'm a
JGL.
Daredevil.
So he said, yeah, I understand I'm at a disadvantage with the internet. If I thought the result would be another Daredevil, I'd be out there picketing myself. Laughs. Why would I make a movie if I didn't think it was going to be good and that I can be good in it? So he says he considers Daredevil to be his worst movie, even worse than Geely, Paycheck, and Jersey Girl.
Phantoms?
Phantoms was also pretty terrible. He's not the bomb.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin Smith.
That's his worst.
He said, it just kills me. I love that story, that character, and the fact that I fucked it up the way I did stays with me. Maybe that's the part of motivation for me to do Batman. So it's almost like, metaphorically, his parents, which was Daredevil, was murdered because he wanted to leave the theater, a.k.a. play Daredevil, and now he feels like he has to fight crime to atone.
And a side note, I'd rather watch Daredevil over Jiggly and Jersey Girl.
Yeah.
I've never seen Paycheck, actually. I don't know how bad it is.
It's not that good.
Is that the one with Uma Thurman?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've seen like 5 seconds of that.
Jersey Girl does have Liv Tyler, so I would probably still watch that with sound off.
More than
And
Jiggly
it kind of
does.
has a Will Smith cameo.
Oh, does it?
I think it does. Why did they put Will
I'm
Smith
on
in the
board.
beginning of it a lot? Like he was Will Smith's agent for some fucking reason.
Does he pull up in a cab with some dice in the mirror?
I guess I'd prefer Daredevil
You hold
over...
the belly!
I'd prefer it over Geely. Geely.
Yeah, I think that's probably the worst thing in his
Jiggly.
entire filmography.
At least Daredevil had Joe Pants. It was really good.
Yeah, he was good.
I
I was talking to Dad about that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, because he was like, man, that Daredevil movie sucked. Like he just really puts emphasis on suck. It sucked.
It really sucked.
It was real bad. Like he's like he talks about movies the same way he would talk about having a bad steak at like Outback. Like, oh, that was chewy and the acting was terrible. It's just I had to drink more wine.
It gave me more indigestion.
He's
couldn't
convinced that Ben
stomach
Affleck
it.
wears a toupee.
But I was like, the best
I
part of
wouldn't
that
doubt it.
movie was Joey Pants. He was like, I hate Pantoliano. I was like, he's good. He's like, yeah, but I hate him. I hate him.
But when he eats steak, it's tender and moist.
He tastes bad with potatoes. All gratin.
Look at Joey Pants. Whatever you guys were talking about, it was like, oh, okay, that
Cypher
guy.
from the Menu.
Yeah.
He's gonna pop.
He's gonna
He's gonna pop. Oh, man. So he goes on to say, I don't want to give away too much, but the idea for the new Batman is to redefine him in a way that doesn't compete with Bale or Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan's Batman, but still exists within the Batman canon. It'll be an older and wiser version, particularly as he relates to Henry Cavill's Superman character. It's kind of funny how it says like in the Batman canon, because people are like, "Oh, does that mean it's going to continue from like Christopher Nolan's?"
I related in no aspect to Henry Cavill's Superman.
Yeah, I related more to Zod.
I related.
I will find him.
Yeah, you've been doing this your whole life. Look at me. I'm about to fly right now. I'll fly right now, bro. Right here.
I love that part. It's just like, I was born a soldier. Like, I was just looking at him. I was like, dude, he is totally Vegeta right now.
Yeah.
Where did you train your skills?
On a farm for 20 years?
Milking
I
cows.
trained mine on the battlefield.
And I still got beat
I
up by your
learned
papa.
on the go.
Yeah, I got
My
beat up.
organizational skills are impeccable. It's like, oh, is this like your resume now or something?
Yes, you can find it on Monster.com.
7 years C++ experience.
That movie should have been.
Do my
Zod
own
versus
web
Jor-El.
design and marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They just meet at Madison Square Garden. Start teeing off
in the squared
You,
circle.
me, and a game of street hoops. First to 21, Superman wins the world.
Symbol of hope versus blouses.
It's a better movie.
And who are those three dudes from, what's that Comedy Central show? Underworked or something like that?
Workaholics.
Workaholics, like, have them ref the
Underworked.
match.
yeah, the complete opposite. Never works.
I would have them ref the match. I have no idea why. It's just
I think they would add some good ambiance.
even live
they would,
Superman?
wouldn't they? Because they'd be arguing, and then like Zod would be like,
And
"Silence!
Zod would just like eye laser all their heads
I am
off.
the one playing street hoop." And then Superman would be like, "Those would be the only three people Superman said, not them." And he'd like jump in the way of the laser beams.
He reflects it with like his own eyes somehow and just kills
Yeah.
Zod.
And then they go like they hit each other, and then create like this little vortex, and like a singularity forms, killing
And then
both
Goku comes.
in the process. Yeah, yeah. It jettisons them into the
Phantom
Dragon
Zone?
Ball world.
Oh, that works.
More
too.
like the fandom zone.
Oh. Well, with that, I'm gonna move to the next topic.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, still on the topic of Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman has been cast kind of unexpectedly because at first it's like, oh, it's a rumor. It's like, oh no, it's confirmed. We actually were thinking about this the whole time. So Gal Gadot, yeah,
Gal Gadot. That's her.
and yeah. So basically, yeah. So she's from the Fast and Furious franchise, which I've seen, and I still don't recognize her. So that's how much of an impression she's made. Most people like immediately after seeing her, like the reaction was like this, almost the same with like everybody. Oh, she's pretty, she's hot, but she is scrawny as shit.
Yeah.
Like Wonder Woman is supposed to be like the
Amazon.
yeah, the epitome of like a physically strong woman, and this woman is like, nah, I think you're gonna break. So I don't know. It's a very odd casting. I think like I don't.
Toronto would have been.
Oh yeah, Gina Carano would have been perfect. I'm just saying she's dating Superman. Literally,
Yeah.
she's dating Henry Cavill. Like that alone.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
And then on top of that, yeah, she's like literally the only person in Hollywood that can just go around. She could literally she could like do like a kumite with every other like actress, like all of
Yeah.
them, and just destroy all of them and have like no competition.
I actually
at all.
have a clip here of her acting ability. If you would care to listen.
It's what the it's from Fast Five. When she's talking to the Asian dude, they need to do this thing and get this guy's fingerprints. I've seen the movie in theaters. I really
seen it
enjoyed it.
too.
Actually, it's really good.
It's good, but
I mean,
I don't
saw it
know.
in theaters.
Would you like to see it, Prometheus?
Sure.
It's a good scene.
I think
For
it's a
Paul
good.
Walker, we'll watch it.
Well, he's not in it,
this
but it's a
scene.
good gauge
Well,
of
or
her
in
abilities,
spirit.
which I still don't think are very good.
No,
Skip the ad.
this is the only
I
scene that I
can't.
remember her from. She's in the whole movie, but
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's the thing. I haven't seen Fast 5 or 6 yet.
I'm just a big fan of the Asian dude. I always forget his name, but he's always like laid back and chill.
Oh, the one that was in Tokyo Drift.
Yeah,
He was a happy guy from
It's like no sound.
finishing the game.
yeah.
Let's go. I'll drive.
You're acting without sound.
Já madruga, história não me ajuda. Raio sobre os olhos da vizinha, pescoçuda toda rua. Sozinho no volante.
Did you link the video?
Meu semblante pra ser justo foi melhor do que antes. Solta a embreagem, vou que
Any
vou
listeners
toda a
that may be
estrada.
listening.
Peço proteção pra me livrar.
I make 6 bodyguards.
7. You think that guy with a fanny pack is a tourist?
He's like, you're eating chips.
He's a tourist.
Did you used to smoke cigarettes?
So how long were you in the army? The gun you pulled the other day was a Jericho 941. If I'm wrecking the slide, that was straight up Mossad.
That's a good shit.
See the way he makes it all eating penis look sexy and shit.
I know, dude. You're so cool.
Smoking.
And she just looks sexy,
The amount
but
of chips
yeah.
you eat.
nah, let's watch.
The way you always have to keep your hands and mouth busy. You were a 2-pack a day man for sure.
Eh.
Unfiltered.
Well, this is a bust. Not gonna be able to get his fingerprints out here. Need to do some more recon. Call in a couple extra guys.
Or you don't send a man to do a woman's job.
Or boom! Let's play that weird techno music.
I love it. Just drop the towel.
Supermodel swimsuit.
Yeah, right.
That's it. That boom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boom.
So basically they
That's
saw
her. In
She
a
gets
nutshell.
her ass like stroked in like a second.
basically they saw that unimpressive physique and they're like, that is perfect for Wonder Woman. That strikes intimidation
That is
and
straight
fear.
up a supermodel body.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
I mean, she's
like,
gorgeous. Don't get me wrong.
No, she is.
But she can't act.
yeah, like her.
You know, if people like make the whole crap of, oh, well, what's his name was in The Machinist, is like, okay, listen, Christian Bale is like naturally a 190-pound guy.
He played.
He starved himself for the role of the Machinist.
He did both weights.
He
in The
wasn't
Machinist.
naturally
Yeah.
skinny. You think the guy actually weighs 130 fucking pounds? He almost died.
Yeah, just for
The same thing with Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
I forgot the movie, but it was an army-related movie. But he did
Born
the same
Identity.
thing. He said it was the most uncomfortable thing, but it was an acting experience. He's not like a 130-pound guy. Like, hey, I'm skinny. I'm gonna look good for this role. It's like, no.
Yeah.
He starved himself to make $100,000 in the movie.
Yeah. Just so all the listeners know what we're talking about. Like, yeah, people like to combat everyone saying she's too skinny, she needs to bulk up. They're like, well, Christian Bale can do it. He was tiny in The Machinist, and people said he couldn't be Batman, and he was huge in Batman. It's like, okay, well, first of all, he almost killed himself to get that skinny in The Machinist.
Yeah.
Two, Christian Bale, like, not everyone is Christian fucking Bale. Like,
Yeah, that's
Christian
true.
Bale literally puts his life on the line to get to these extreme, like, highs and lows with his weight.
Not only that, it's like I look back and between Machinist and Batman Begins, it's like a couple of years.
Mhm.
It's not like they came out in the same fucking year.
Yeah.
He was able to put that in his resume. The movie released. By the time The Machinist came out, he was already like pretty much back to his normal weight.
Yeah.
And then by the time it came to try out for Batman Begins, he was in a fucking Val Kilmer Batman suit trying out for the fucking role. So even if he was skinny, like, they're looking at Batman essentially while he's doing the voice, and like, wow, that's great.
Yeah, because I mean, I know he did Shaft before he did Batman Begins, and he was like regular size then. So obviously he didn't go from like 90 pounds and like bulk up.
Yeah.
But on top of that, like, I can't think of a single movie where they've had like a female lead and she's supposed to be like an action star where they've actually had her bulk up to actually look like, actually go and take some martial arts classes. It's usually just like they'll be in shape. They'll look like they're like a yoga model or something, but it's not like they're gonna go and like go toe to toe with Gina Carano. But
yeah, I want to see this chick like throw a punch or something. You got to throw something eventually.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I give the director a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. There's obviously a reason they chose her, and since she's such an obscure actress, they probably saw something in her. I'm assuming
A small paycheck.
Yeah.
Well, but they could have probably also paid Gina Carano a small paycheck and got her. I mean, she hasn't been in that many movies.
Yeah.
I mean, and people have been kicking down the door trying to be Wonder Woman. They could have just as easily have found someone and not paid them that much if that was their deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Hopefully, there's something about her that made them pick her. But on the surface, it's like it just seems like such a stretch to even try and imagine her in that role.
I mean, to her credit, people came out, because I guess raised in Israel, you have to do minimum 2 years
Yeah.
in their military. So she did that.
Mm-hmm.
But some people make it seem like, oh, yeah, she was in the military. It's like, yeah, anybody over 18 was in the fucking military.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but, like, that argument is kind of invalid. That's what they expect of the people from that country.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they expect of their countrymen. Yes, you have to do I almost wish they would do that here, but besides
No, I don't
the
think
point, I don't know, maybe 2 years minimum. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's a whole other discussion.
A whole other
We will
discussion.
table
A whole
that.
other discussion. The fact that she did it it's only, damn it, Biddle. It's only good on her,
Yeah,
it only looks good on her resume.
It's not like she volunteered and became like special forces,
Yeah, and then stayed in another 6 years, 8 years, or whatever.
Because it's the same thing with South Korea. They also have to do mandatory military
And as
service.
do it's a small, like Thailand or something like that, or Khmer, I forget.
Cambodia.
But they do the same thing, and they have like they have a lineage of like warriors there. I forget what it was, but there was this whole stink on about this guy who was finally given the go ahead to wear his turban in the military here.
Oh, I see.
And then they just put his like his stripes or his chevrons on the front of his turban.
Nice.
And that they considered that like a high honor because you're not allowed to wear hats or grow your beard.
Yeah.
And he was because of that's part of his religious beliefs. But that was the thing is like where he came from. I wish I could remember where he was from. Where he came from, like that was like the code of conduct for like their warriors, and everybody was supposed to do like minimum 2 years.
Yeah.
And so when he came to America, like that was his whole thing. And it was good on him. He was able to do that and also incorporate the values of his old country with the values of his new country.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, man, I wish we had shit like that. It'd be cool. But regardless,
values.
Regardless, it's admirable. It's admirable. At the least. But it's like, okay, well, what did she do with that training? Or is it just like, I did 2 years in the military.
Yeah.
And then YouTube videos of, like, the Israeli women in the military, in their military. I was like, okay, well, that's them. Where's her?
Yeah.
Because for all we know, she could have been, like, a desk rat or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, to me, that's not nearly enough. I don't know. Yeah, that's not impressive. I mean, and again, I don't know. Maybe she actually has some abilities that we don't know about. I mean, obviously, it's a possibility. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say that Natalie Portman also did, but I might also be thinking of somebody completely different.
No, Natalie Portman, I think at 21 was in like Harvard.
Close enough.
Time, and then dropped out.
Was that from that one song she did with Adam Sandberg?
I don't know. Maybe. I want to fuck you too.
P is for Portman. All right, well, moving on, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll wait and see. Actually, that was gonna be my last point. I don't know. Like usually, I'm one of those people where I get annoyed. People are like, oh, well, I'm just gonna wait and see what the movie's like before I pass judgment. But with the way Superman vs. Batman is I'm kind of like, I'm gonna see it regardless because I'm just curious. Yeah. They've thrown so many different elements into this plot that it can be like a complete train wreck. Or it might somehow work out and be like, wow, they managed to pull this all together.
Yeah.
We'll see. Who's directing it?
Zack Snyder.
Jeez.
Director 300. The same guy that did the Superman movie.
Yeah, so there you go. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, you got Zack Snyder, you got Ben Affleck, you got Gal Gadot.
We know it's probably going to be...
And then a possible... It's more than possible. I'd say it's like 80% Flash. Someone's going to be the Flash in that movie. Someone's going to get flashed.
Well, hopefully it'll be maybe like a treat to watch, like visually.
Oh, I would imagine so.
Okay, and like a last point, we don't know the extent to which she's going to be in the movie. As far as like from previous rumors and stuff, and then the whole thing about Wonder Woman and Flash being added to the movie, more or less, it's leaning to more that she's probably just going to be like
more like a cameo.
Yeah,
that's more likely what it's going to be.
It's going to cameo, maybe like after credits, and like the whole way I put it was like, okay, Superman and Batman, they go through their movie together, and then the after credits is going to be like, Clark, I'd like you to meet a friend of ours, and it's going to be like Wonder Woman and Flash. And then Flash is going to make some crack like, was this some sort of Justice League? And then that's it.
They were like,
right? Tell me that doesn't sound good. Tell me I'm not a genius. Tell me I'm not a genius.
That's so realistic. I think that's gonna
I hope that the way they introduce her is like they just see her like sitting down, like floating in the air, and they're looking up. It's like, how is she flying? Then Superman's like, invisible jets.
Is it gonna? They said it was gonna be Bart Allen, right?
I haven't actually.
I don't know.
I haven't heard any of the actual Flash rumors, so I don't know who.
I feel like we said it, but we might have been talking about Smallville.
Yeah,
which is Bart Allen.
I don't know, because the only ones I had heard were for Arrow, which I guess aren't rumors anymore. But
yeah,
I hope it's Kid Flash.
Kid Flash
and Chibi Flash.
Okay, verdicts. Prometheus.
Verdict.
Well, my verdict: wait and see. And she also is too skinny. And also, Gina Carano should be Wonder Woman.
Okay.
And also, Liam McIntyre should be Batman. Henry Cavill, he can stay.
Beetle?
You talking about the actress?
Yeah, what's your verdict?
I don't think she looks the part. Maybe her acting will be a little bit bland, but Wonder Woman herself is pretty bland. So maybe it'll work out.
I don't agree, but that's
Go ahead.
Not my place. No. My verdict is...
and it's final!
I'm a big fan of Wonder Woman. Not as big as I not as big a fan as I am of like She-Hulk or Captain Marvel, and I don't know enough. But I know enough about Greek mythologies to know that there's deep history in it, even within the DC Universe version, to make her appealing, awesome, strong, powerful, and empowering as well. And Hard Rock Cafe shirt, whatever. I don't know. I honestly, I think they could have picked somebody like better, stronger, harder, faster,
more advanced.
I don't know. To me, she just looks too scrawny. Honestly.
Yeah.
Just honestly, if I can be honest, she looks too scrawny and she can't act. So I'm gonna say nay.
Yeah, I mean, just the can't act part alone is like, it's kind of a big deal. When you're
we'll see. I'm gonna watch the movie, just like you said. We're gonna go watch the movie. Everyone's gonna go watch it because they want to see the train wreck.
Don't be there.
Everyone wants to rubberneck. You know.
I mean, I want it to be good. I just don't think it will be.
No. Exactly. I agree.
I hope.
I don't think she's going to be good, but we'll see. We'll see.
Hopefully, you'll be pleasantly surprised like you were with the First Class.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would make me.
Well,
very
that was
happy.
you. Yeah, that was Prometheus with First Class. I hope this movie surprises me in the way that Thor did, because I was like taken back by Thor.
You need to buy my ticket, or I'm not going to see Thor.
And you didn't, anyways. We saw it on.
We finally saw it on Netflix like 3 years later.
Yeah.
Not literally.
And it was so good.
Yeah.
James
and I demanded another, and they made one.
Yeah.
And I was satisfied.
All right. So.
Well, moving on. Speaking of Thor, moving on to the Marvel Universe. So everyone loves Liefeld. Rob Liefeld has praised the screenplay for the X-Force movie. I mean, does anyone really surprised that the creator of X-Force is going to praise the screenplay for his own movie?
I'm surprised.
So apparently the script was written by Jeff Wadlow, who wrote Kick-Ass 2, which was pretty good. Pretty good.
Vito, why don't you read these off first? What does the prophetic Robert Liefeld have to say for us?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I love the silence.
Oh my God.
I was fortunate. Oh, I'm gonna go from down to top because that's how it goes in order, right?
No, from top to bottom.
Top to bottom is most recent, though.
Right to left.
Oh, my God. Look at the times, you freakazoid.
Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, I was fortunate enough to read the current draft of the X-Force film last week, and I can tell you it was beyond impressive! Exclamation mark.
Not just impressive.
The best part of the film is the camaraderie between the team as they learn to cope and trust one another. Hashtag X-Force.
That sounds like it's going to suck. That's the best part.
There are at least 4 sequences that longtime fans of X-Force, Cable, and Deadpool will scream in absolute delight. Hashtag Wadlow nailed it.
Wad nailed it.
Wadlow nailed it.
Wadlow.
Man, he really had a lot to say. Damn.
Perfectly plausible to see the X-Force and Deadpool standalone film release within 6 months to a year of one another. Great times ahead. Dang. I will not divulge the cast of X-Force. Gotta keep some stuff under wraps. X-Force cast/film will please/appeal to fan of all eras. Wadlow cleverly navigates the legacy. Every film needs a proper script before they can cast and shoot.
Yeah,
First mission accomplished for X-Force. When the casting begins, we can scream together.
And I, for one, scream for ice cream.
X-Force focuses on a superhero team of mutants led by Cable, Cyclops' son, from the future. It has a slightly different, more mature tone than the X-Men.
I like how Jean Grey has nothing to do with that.
Spoiler alert, Cyclops'
Cyclops' son, not Jean Grey, huh?
Because they both wear blue.
Deutsch.
Oh, but yeah, so I don't know. It's one of those things, obviously, take it with an entire handful of salt because it's Rob Liefeld. But I don't know. He kind of leaves hints that I'm guessing Deadpool is actually in the movie, which if he is, it kind of also... Because, I mean, there was another rumor where they're like really close to actually greenlighting the Deadpool movie, the solo movie. So, I don't know. It's a possibility that both of these could come out.
Where's the Onslaught 2 movie? The Onslaught movie.
Onslaught 2.
Oh,
Whoa.
God, Onslaught. Yeah,
we're a little bit ahead of ourselves there.
They're just gonna skip Onslaught. Just go to Onslaught 2. Heroes Reborn. But I don't know. I was never a huge fan of X-Force. I mean, I've always kind of liked it, but I know the current incarnation of X-Force, Uncanny X-Force, people seem to be enjoying. The classic X-Force with Cable, Cannonball, Agamemnon's favorite Strong Guy,
Strong Guy.
Wolfsbane. They were pretty fucking lame.
It's just that really big white bald dude, right?
Yeah, but he looks really weird because has like a tiny head and like freaking goggles and like one little like cue of hair.
Remember that?
Yeah, so hopefully those guys won't be in the movie, but maybe like Polaris, that would be cool if Polaris was in it. Probably not Quicksilver, but I don't know. I mean, it has potential. I think it's cool that they are doing X-Force just because like everything has always just been X-Men. It's like just to give another property a little bit of shine. And actually, I think I'd actually describe the X-Factor team, not X-Force. But regardless, X something. I'm extremely excited for this movie.
Coming to a theater near you?
Yeah, coming to. The
movies could go either way. Just, I'm just not happy with Bryan Singer being back, and I don't know if he's going to be the one that's going to be directing it or not.
I doubt it.
We'll see. I don't know. I have my reservations.
Actually, no, it's going to be Jeff Wadlow.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool, I guess. Well, that kind of makes me a little happier.
Yeah, he did Kick-Ass.
He did Kick-Ass. He did do Kick-Ass. All right, cool. Whatever, moving on.
So, your verdict is...
Meh.
Even with Jeff Wadlow?
Even Jeff Wadlow.
What if Jim Carrey's in it and he puts a dog on somebody's balls?
You got a dog on your balls, yeah. No, we'll see.
All right. So, let's see here. We have a... Oh, yeah. So, here's a good one. Actually, I'm going to go this one first. So, speaking of Bryan Singer, the next X-Men movie to come out is Days of Future Past. And for those of you that are familiar with the comic, it's supposed to set around Kitty Pryde. And basically, she sends her consciousness back into time to stop the future where the Sentinels just pretty much kill everybody. And for the movie, they're like, yeah, well, we're not going to do that, and here's why. So the writer Simon Keenberg told Empire Magazine, he said, "We made the decision for a lot of reasons, some of them obvious and some of them more nuanced, to make a Wolverine who goes back in time. One reason is that he's the protagonist of the franchise and probably the most beloved character to a mass audience. In other words, cha-ching! Probably the bigger reason is that when we started thinking about the logistical realities of Kitty's consciousness being sent back in time to her younger self, as opposed to her physical body being sent back, it was... It was impossible." So he says, obviously in the book it's Kitty, but you're talking to an actress, Ellen Page, who in the age of Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy would have been negative 20 years old. So we started thinking again, and the first reflex response to that character was the first response was a character who doesn't age. Wolverine's the only character who looks the same in 1973 as he does in the future. So that's their justification, because obviously they couldn't have just made it where it's like, oh, someone builds a time machine like they did in X-Men the Animated Series, and it wasn't even Kitty Pryde. So I think they answered it honestly in the first sentence where they're like, well, Wolverine's more popular, so we're gonna go with Wolverine, so we can get 5 Wolverine movies out. Actually, no, this would be like 6.
Are they right though? Like that Kitty really wouldn't exist for that whole plot?
Yeah, that would be true because she's like, say, like 20-something. Because this is the whole thing.
But that's not. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The problem is because of the way the X-Men continuity is. So back when Days of Future Past came out, that was in the 80s.
Okay.
So the future, let's say the future in the comic, I don't know what the actual timeline was. Let's say it's 2010. Mm-hmm. So she's whatever age she'd be. She's like 40 in 2010. So she sends her consciousness back down to herself, who was 20-something in the 80s. Mm-hmm. But since they're doing it where they're sending the consciousness back from like the current time to the 70s, so she wouldn't even be born, or she would be like a baby. So it's because of
baby.
Yeah, so it's like the way that so it's the way that the X-Men like storyline has like jumped ahead like years to where it would normally be.
But would it have mattered if she's just sending her consciousness back in time?
Oh, well, that was the thing. When you send in the plot, you send your consciousness back to your younger body.
Oh,
so she'd be like an infant running around, phasing through people and shit.
Okay.
That would actually make a good comedy, though. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, if you watch X-Men the Animated Series, they had Bishop go back in time to do the exact same storyline. And they had a time machine, so
and they have Bishop cast anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That makes you wonder, like, why even cast him if he's not even that important to the plot? I guess unless he's just gonna be just hunting mutants with his M on his face. It's like, I hate you, mutant scum.
I'm
even
from
though
the future.
Someone in the future stealing your car.
Animated series, nothing will trump it.
Oh, yeah, never.
What you gonna do? Me with your diaper.
I ain't no stinking mutant. My powers are magical. Yeah, so I don't know. I was kind of bummed when I first heard it was going to just be Wolverine. Because, like, I love Ellen Page. And it would just be so awesome for Ellen Page to be the focal point of this entire, like, movie. But obviously it's just going to get relegated to second banana.
Well, it's like I was telling somebody else on Facebook who had... I forgot who it was. That had something to say about it. And, like, you know, asking what other people think. And I was like, well, you know, it just goes to show that this movie was too early to make. Mm-hmm. You know, to do it properly. You know, and two, they should have just went ahead and not even done the Days of Future Past, and then excuse me, and just what's the word I'm looking for? Matured. You know, the story that's still ongoing. Let it get its own 3 movies before, you know, Bryan Singer's hack ass come and, you know, throw his own stupid crap into it. They should have just let Matthew Vaughn tell his... I mean, well, I know he was going to have anything to do with the second one, but...
well, he was originally.
I know, and then he left.
Yeah.
He went to go do his other projects.
Secret Service or something.
I wish we could just let Christopher Nolan
Secret
do
Service?
everything.
Okay,
I
cool.
know, right? Yeah.
Christopher Nolan does everything. I wouldn't.
But I mean, regardless, this movie should have had its own personal 3. And Bryan Singer came in at the first opportunity and like, we got to fuse this with my movies as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought that it's a huge mistake. It's like, because all he wants to do is create his stories, and that's fine. But let this story mature first. It was going somewhere. It was telling the story of Magneto and Professor X and some of the earlier X-Men, and you completely ignore that and like, hey, let's bring Halle Berry back. Let's bring all these fucking idiots that nobody cares about and have them go back to the past. Yeah, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why? Why? It's so dumb.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, one of my biggest problems is, I mean... X-Men, the first X-Men came out in, the year 2000? So this is like 13 years of continuity that you have to know to understand this movie, to even know who these characters are.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even X-Men The Last Stand, I want to say it came out maybe 2010.
Yeah.
But even then, it's still kind of a long way off. It's kind of the way, like, the Wolverine was. Like, if you see it with, like, just casual moviegoers, like, oh, X-Men, that looks cool. A lot of people were really confused because they don't know what the fuck happened in X-Men The Last Stand because it's been so long.
Yeah.
You know, now they're going to string along even more continuity.
Yeah.
And supposedly this movie's not even going to be in continuity with the Wolverine. So that's going to be all out of whack because I'm sure they're not going to make him have bone claws because, like, no, kids love Animanium. Sells more toys.
What?
So
he's like, yeah, you haven't gone to Japan yet, right?
Which it wouldn't even matter because it's his consciousness going back, not him.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but I'm sure even with his consciousness, be like, nah, I need Animanium. I need these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it's really lame, and I think even more so than like the changes, like disliking the changes. I think I'm more disappointed in the opportunity that they're missing because I would love to see Ellen Page have more time to shine, like she did in Last of Us. Oh, but speaking of Hugh Jackman and Wolverine, supposedly Hugh Jackman says that he might be done with Wolverine, which I know so many people are bawling their eyes out, like, oh no, not Hugh Jackman. So he says, I don't know whether or not I'll do this next movie. I'm actually really proud of this movie and excited to develop something with Jim Mangold from the beginning because it was a great ride. It's exciting to see what we've come up with, but I have a very high expectation of what it would need to be for me to star in it. And if it doesn't reach those, I won't be doing it. So blah, 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 blah. For me, I'm actually kind of tired of Hugh Jackman. I've grown to like him. I hated him at first. By the Wolverine, I'm like, all right, he's done it. Like, he committed himself. I accept him as Wolverine.
You know what? I don't feel like... I've always liked Hugh Jackman. I think he's a great Wolverine and stuff. But I'm also, like, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Because if he's going away... Because he has dedicated himself to that role so
definitely.
much. I feel like he's suffered most of that, his Wolverine career, with bad writers that write him badly, bad directors. I feel like... He's dedicated more than people will give him, you know. Like he didn't have Christopher Nolan to write him, to write his character, or you know, Christopher Nolan, his what's his brother's name that writes all the time with him. Like, they're like basically co-writers for all their movies.
Christopher Nolan.
I forget.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I forget, but you know, like he literally, that's what I
Nolan
feel
Riley.
about Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I feel like he's dedicating himself wholly, like getting buff and shit.
Yeah,
like when he's like lifting like fucking like 250 pounds. He's like, if the bar ain't bending, you're just getting in shape for Wolverine.
Bar
then,
bend
like,
and lift more.
I feel like this new Wolverine was, you know, better written than like the previous X-Men and shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But Yeah, I'm happy to see him go because he's literally made his mark. He's my Wolverine. That's good. We can give it to somebody else, you know.
Yeah. It's like if he hangs it up, at least he did it on a high note.
Exactly. That was an enjoyable movie he did. And so I'm guessing Days of Future Past is going to be his last that he's saying.
Well, yeah, allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly.
Unless Mangold dazzles him, or they just drive a dump truck full of money. It's like, you know what?
A dump truck full of money and the script for Old Man Logan.
The Mark Hamill treatment.
Yeah.
I will never do Joker again. More money. All right, I'll do one more.
I'll do one more. What I meant to say was I wouldn't do another one unless I got more money.
Yeah. Well, of course.
What I meant was, boys, I would not do another one.
We have a contributor, the Iceman, Luis.
Yay!
He's listening live. Perfect time because he loves X-Men. So, speaking of X-Men, so Bryan Singer has hinted that X-Men Apocalypse will be coming in 2016.
I'm so excited.
Yay.
So, people were saying that it was going to be Age of Apocalypse.
Oh, no.
Okay, I like Age of Apocalypse.
I
Okay.
don't.
Let me clarify that. I liked it as a kid because I loved Joe Mad's art. Everyone looked so cool, and I love the concept of it. I haven't read it as an adult, and I'm sure the writing is terrible. But as a concept, it's pretty cool for an alternate reality. Basically, the plot is Professor X gets killed, and Magneto takes over the X-Men, and Apocalypse rules the world.
Is that the one you're making fun of Agamemnon where like Colossus is like taking a knee during the battlefield, and he has like a huge monologue?
He's sitting on like a hill, and Chris Claremont, I believe, was writing at the time, and it's just like Colossus, the enigmatic blah 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 figure. I don't even remember. I wish I still had it on me, but it's like this whole long drawn out thing. Is like, and he sits looking at the war, and he's tired. And he's done, or something like he's hung up the boots finally, and blah blah blah. And I was just like, I'm like 5 minutes in, and I'm only on the first like splash panel of this page, which is good in a sense because the one thing I love about older comics was that there was tons of dialogue, so you really felt like. And now you pay like $3 or $4 for a comic, and you're done with it in like 2 minutes. Sometimes, you know, and that's kind of just really depressing because. Because
they're expensive as shit.
It doesn't feel like a
they're
graphic novel.
expensive, but it doesn't feel like you're really reading enough. It just feels like you're reading a flavor of the week now. You're reading more buttas and kapows than you are of like real dialogue. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, man, they really made this for the short attention span type.
Yeah,
I completely agree because like. Out of like I think you get like four or five comics from Comic-Con. It's like the random like the Einstein one, like the other one, and I got like a couple of others. So I got like 3 or 4. But all those are kind of like the same. There's like a lot of art and not really many words on the pages.
Yeah, because those guys are primarily artists.
Yeah, because they have their own ideas and stuff. They put it there, and obviously, them. Everybody like most people there only have like 1 or 2 issues out either way.
Yeah.
But I definitely see that, like going to a Dragon's Lair. I can see that stuff. Like a lot of the newer comics, like Amazing? Was it not Amazing? It's the original Spectacular or Ultimate.
All
of them.
Dude, there's like 20 Spider-Man running around. Just having
whatever the newest one that had recently wrapped up. Yeah,
there's Superior Spider-Man. I guess would be the most recent.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There's so many fucking ones. Anyway, but I do agree. I've seen it. So that's what I'm trying to say. There are a lot more. Pictures and big splashes and one-page freaking like spreads with not a lot of dialogue. It's just like him saying "Go,
go team."
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna read Luis's comment regarding Apocalypse being announced. He was so excited he literally jumped out of his seat from the news.
Nice.
So
I was kind of excited too because I'd like to see what their rendition of Apocalypse is. I'm just not like confident that they're gonna do anything like fun with it.
Yeah. To me, one of my major things is, like, people are getting really excited, and I would like to get really excited, but it's like, to me, it's, like, too soon. Because we still haven't seen what X-Men Future Past is going to be like. Like, what if that bombs, then it's like, how excited are you going to be for Apocalypse, Now, granted, that's good. If they end up tying it all together, and it's like, wow, this is actually really fantastic. I'm impressed with Bryan Singer. There's like, what is he going to do with Apocalypse? But it just seems really premature. To like start hinting at your next movie. It's like X-Men Days of Future Past doesn't even come out until next summer.
I'm not even.
And they're already talking about 2016.
I'm not even.
I don't even know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not really confident in Bryan Singer for the new one, anyways. Like, I don't know. That's really all I had to say. I'm not really that. I'm not gonna get excited over it. But if he does good, that's great. I'm hoping he does great. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely not like over the top excited for it.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping for the best because if he's already announcing the next one, hopefully that means he's just really confident in this one. Hopefully, it's not confident in the shitty.
He had it right. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I got this, and you're watching it.
Well, Luis says, I disagree. I trust Singer. He does for the X-Men what Marvel Studios does for their movies.
Well, I respectfully disagree.
I think he's he loves the X-Men series. I don't think he's done a particularly great job at it, though. Like, you can love it. You can love the subject matter, but pulling it off in the movie form like he's trying to do, I think it worked for like the first movie. That was about it.
To me, it worked for its time. Because when I saw it, like, I was so scared to watch that first X-Men movie because I love the X-Men. I was like, please do not butcher it. And I watched it. He didn't butcher it. But it wasn't great. It was like, it left me wanting more. I'm like, all right, good first effort. What can you give me next? And then the next movie was just like, well, we made an X-Men movie this first time. Now let's make a Wolverine movie starring guest starring the X-Men. So pretty much it's just Wolverine origin. Mm-hmm. Before the Wolverine origin.
It definitely was. It definitely had the best Striker in there.
And it was still good. I liked it. Like, Nightcrawler was badass. And I will give Singer some credit, because there were some things that he introduced into the movie universe that I really liked. One, just Nightcrawler badass. Two, the plastic prison for Magneto was awesome. And then Naked Mystique. Come on.
It was all good.
So yeah,
well, it's Rebecca Romijn. You can't go. Wrong
the opening
with
sequence where I think Nightcrawler's like going into the White House, or just like a museum or something like that. I forget
it was the White House.
It was the White House, right?
Yeah.
What that whole sequence was badass.
Yeah, that was.
That
awesome.
got me hyped for the movie, and like a lot of the movie didn't hold up, but there's still some cool scenes.
Oh yeah.
It never impressed me. I've never been impressed by Bryan Singer. Like, okay, that was enjoyable. Wild Hogs is enjoyable to me, and like on the same level because it's aesthetically pleasing. I'm just like, I love it.
All right, well, let's dial back a bit. Luis says, and too soon? It'll be 16 years by the time Apocalypse comes out from when the X-Men movies started. Announcing the next one now isn't a bad idea. With the internet nowadays, it's hard to keep anything a secret.
Well, I think he's saying, like, because he's announcing it before he's even got his nut off for Days of Future Past. So he's just like, next one's going to be, announcing this one before.
Yeah, it just feels. I guess it just feels too soon for me personally because, like we've we were saying, we don't have that much faith in Bryan Singer. So it's like I can't get that excited for Apocalypse because I haven't even seen what he's done with the next set of movies.
Yeah,
because I guess my whole thing with Bryan Singer is like. His movies were good for that time. To me, like in a post Avengers world, like I have a higher standard for comic movies.
Oh yeah,
and I feel like the X-Men movies don't stack up to that level.
Yeah.
But now that obviously the special effects are better, people are handling them a lot more seriously. He does have potential to be able to do it very well. Mm-hmm. I just haven't seen it yet.
There's a lot of pros and cons. I think Luis does. For me, he puts it in perspective because like holy shit, it's been 16 years. Mm-hmm. So in that sense, it's not too soon. But if you just came in from First Class, it's kind of pretty soon. Especially when First Class was kind of finding its new footing and kind of resetting the status quo for the X-Men movies. After X-Men 3 wasn't all that great, and then
it was terrible. It's a piece of shit.
Wolverine Origins was pretty bad.
Awful.
And so Fox was having a string of pretty bad movies, and First Class was supposed to reinvigorate it, and it did. I think, and it's still. I loved watching. Since today, I've seen that movie probably around 20 times.
Yeah,
not enough to quote it. First Class.
Oh yeah,
and it's just fun to watch. I always find little things here and there, and stuff was like, oh yeah, that's obviously you can see the outlining that it's CGI or whatever.
I've only seen it once.
You can see little things here and there, but it's still like a very fun movie to watch.
Yeah,
and you're just like, I can't wait to see where the story goes, and then knowing that it's not going to go anywhere, it's just going to go straight into a time travel story. And then potentially straight into Apocalypse. It's like, but what about this story?
Yeah.
This story that was being wonderfully told.
I'll just say this to clarify. I didn't mean too soon to being introduced into the X-Men universe. Yeah. Like you said, 16 years. I think that's fine. I think it's a perfect time to put him in there. I meant too soon to announce it before your movie has even come out. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
But what I would say is too soon because some people think it might be Age of Apocalypse. That would be too soon because you're already doing an alternate reality. Yeah. and then just to be like, all right, well, the next one, here's another alternate reality.
Yeah, do House of M afterwards or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like, let's just do them all, bro. Let's just do them all. No more mutants. Let's do it.
I mean, and it might make sense because of the time travel. It's like,
Yeah.
well, now we changed time, and now the Sentinels aren't ruling, and then they go back to the future, and now it's Age of Apocalypse.
I would get like
that'd
a
be
movie
interesting.
headache where I'm just like, come on, just put it in a regular time and let me just follow that.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to have to think like I do in Back to the Future. Even though it's a comedy, but you know how like they switch fucking times so many times they refer to certain things. You're just like,
We have
just be
to go
linear.
back.
Just be linear.
Yeah. How did this isn't a Tarantino movie? Damn it, do it in order.
So Louis says that's true, but even then, it'll be the quote-unquote third movie, Apocalypse, would be coming in, and it'll still be good timing and not rushed. Cough, DC, Superman, Batman, cough.
Well, that's the point we can agree on, because that is, oh my god, that's like an entire Rush mixtape, DC, Superman, Batman. And I'll get into that another time, too, because, I'll just say one quick thing about that. Like, that whole thing is contrived. It's like, we really want to be like Marvel, so we're going to put Batman in there. It's not enough. Let's throw Wonder Woman in there. You know what? We're just going to make the sequel the Justice League.
People like the Flash, right? Yeah, let's put it in
They're
there.
right. Dude, people love to run fast. Dude, the color green is this year's, last year's orange. We're putting green in there.
People
Green
love
Lanterns in there.
marathons.
Oh, and I heard that the conservation for hawks is going great this year. Hawkman, let's throw him in there.
Let's throw
dude.
Hawk Girl.
No, Hot Girl. Yeah.
Add the
she's in there.
conservation
Dude,
effort.
Pretty good.
Dude, the Curiosity just landed on Mars. Martian Manhunter. We got ourselves.
Boom.
Oh,
mind
John,
blown,
yeah.
gentlemen. Mind blown.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Dude, we're gonna make
We're
like
the best round table in DC ever.
it's this one guy.
I think Doomsday
Yeah,
should be
just
the
talk-
enemy.
Can I have my
himself.
sandwich back, please?
I think Doomsday should be the enemy, so they're all rendered like useless. So it's just like, we still get no character development.
that would be hilarious.
Because everybody just dies in like one hit.
And they kill Superman, and the franchise is dead again.
Yeah, everybody else gets like one hit killed by Doomsday, and just like, yo, Superman, this is our movie now.
Yeah, right.
Or then Batman just like genius.
Oh man, Superman vs. Batman is the pretend title they like to do for consoles. The real title is DC Universe the movie. Oh, nice. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Oh my
It's
god.
like DC Universe, the movie, Superman 2.
It's just like 20-word title.
First strike.
First strike.
All right, so this is a kind of a quick one. So Fox has tapped Simon Kinberg to build a shared X-Men and Fantastic Four movie universe. So in other words, it's clobbering time, bub. So basically, I don't know who this guy was, so they state a few of his credits. So Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
What's the guy's name? Sorry.
Simon Kinberg. He also has writing credits on Triple X, State of the Union, which I think is the one with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
I love how they... Just a side note. I love how you go from Vin Diesel to Ice Cube. I'm just going to let that in the air.
You went back to the Are We There Yet guy.
Yeah.
And then-
Ice Cube was a gangster rapper?
Yeah, ex-Compton dude. Yeah.
Okay, he also wrote Jumper.
Well,
And he also wrote X-Men: The Last
you know,
Fucking Stand.
as much as I hate,
God damn it.
As much as I hated Jumper,
Mhm.
the concept was awesome, and it was still fun to watch.
But did you know that?
But it was hard to listen to the dialogue, and I couldn't get past Samuel L. Jackson's bleached blonde Cisco hair.
But even the concept, was it even that writer's like IP for like that?
I doubt it. I think he just
Yeah.
wrote the screenplay.
Because the concept is cool.
Yeah.
The only thing I
the
didn't like was
screenplay's
like
good, but the dialogue was
Yeah.
shit. And you
Yeah,
can
but-
chalk that up to Hayden
His-
Christensen
I am
or
a
whatever
robot.
you want. Yeah.
Was it Hayden Christensen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shitty acting is ruining
Rachel
Chicago.
Bilson was in it, who's
Man
like
from Skyrocket.
she's like super fine,
Yeah, she's
but
fine.
she can't really act.
She's from the OC.
She's a great
well, there you
designer,
go.
but
No, she's fine.
That's
Yeah.
how we do it in the OC. Well, he does have one good movie to his writing credit. The Robert Downey Jr. Starring Sherlock Holmes.
oh
I
yeah.
always think it's
A
weird.
lot of people hate those movies though because it's like
them.
that's not the spirit of Sherlock.
Yeah, well, they can suck a dick. I never saw the second one, but the first one was cool.
I never saw the second one either.
Yeah.
I saw them both and they were fun. The second one pissed me off. Well, I won't spoil it, but
I don't know. Just like
there's
when
a death scene where it's like no one's gonna survive that, and they survived it.
it's like he just eats a grenade. He couldn't survive that.
I'm a huge fan, big fan
uh,
of the BBC show Sherlock.
Oh, nice.
That show is fucking awesomely done, and it's like it's like Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock.
Yeah.
It's played by Benedict Cumberbatch though.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Watson's played by Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Freeman's
the
an
show is
awesome
so
watch.
good. It's on its 3rd season right now. The first 2 seasons combined are 6 episodes because each episode's like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
There's only 3 episodes per season. But it's really fucking good. But it like he is like kind of like that Robert Downey one, you know, just like like freaking taking apart everything and like that whole deductive reasoning and shit like that, and like the whole like apartment being a mess and all that shit, and playing the violin while he's thinking. So it's just really well done. But I really enjoyed both. That's what I compare it to.
Yeah. Oh,
I compare them. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was trying to get to. I compare the movie Robert Downey Jr. to like that Sherlock, because that Sherlock is so well done, and like I feel like they're pretty similar, and I think like they're both like their own Sherlocks, but like playing like the same character, but just different actors, and I feel like RDJ did a really good job.
Yeah, so did I. I thought it was really good. I just want to say I want to see Sherlock goes to the hood. Just so someone could be like, "What's up, Holmes?"
Oh my,
so dumb.
oh my god, what's up, Holmes?
All right, Louis says X-Men: The Last Stand is his only bad spot in his work. I've enjoyed his other movies. The blame is still mostly Ratner's fault. Yeah, I will agree. Ratner should take the lion's share of the blame, especially like I lost all faith in Ratner, obviously for that movie, and then when he made another third in the trilogy, Rush Hour 3. So it's like, all right, Ratner, you just need to sit down because you're not good anymore.
Yeah.
And then he says BBC Sherlock is the best. Swoon.
What he said?
BBC Sherlock is the
with
best.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman.
Yes, indeed.
You are the man, Luis.
Oh, guess what else is Luis's favorite show? Potential Friendship.
I have
Here.
been. Wait, I am Sherlock.
It involves pineapples.
What? Pineapple Express?
What? No, pineapples.
Oh, Psych?
Yeah.
Psych.
Well,
He's a huge Psych fan.
Luis's?
Yeah.
Oh man, we already brothers, dude. We watch Sherlock and Psych all day, and that would be the best day of my life.
Bro, I think I love you, man.
I think I love
Psych.
Nice. But yeah, I was going to say, I don't know. So the fact that they have Simon Kinberg, since he's the one that's going to build the shared universe, I'm a little skeptical. I mean, it could be good. Like I said, he has some highlights. He has some lowlights in his whole thing. Apparently, and he's also going to be working on one of the upcoming Star Wars films.
Okay.
So, I don't know. There's potential there. I do like the idea that they're going to do a shared universe like that in and of itself.
Yeah.
I mean, competing with Avengers, like, all right, at least we can't get all the Marvel characters together, but at least the Fantastic Four and the X-Men can play.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I wonder, would Namor be a Fantastic Four character?
I would say
he-
so. There might even be
a recurring character. He should be.
Yeah.
there could
I
be
just said
a
that like
Wanda, Wanda Pietro thing where he can cross over.
Yeah.
And do both.
Okay.
I want to see if they're going to do a Wolverine movie, I want to see Namor and Wolverine just tearing shit up. Literally called that Namor Wolverine : tearing shit up.
I agree with that. I also really agree with Luis's comment right here. All I'm saying is, when am I getting the Iceman / Human Torch bromance?
Oh my god!
Hashtag X-Men full crossover.
Dude, that'd be totally awesome.
Yeah.
Pick 4 X-Men and with the Fantastic Four. That way you don't muddy it up too much. But.
Yeah. I
They
like
just
that.
have like a bro fest and start hanging out and shit.
They create their own like incarnations. It's like a steam man.
I want to see that high five. I want to see the high five or that bro fist.
Oh,
Every time
my
they
God.
meet. What's up, man?
Can you imagine them hugging and all of a sudden Iceman's like, "All right, let go of me, bro. Let's get a little hot. I'm melting
It would be
here."
funny if like they high five and like Iceman melts and then Torch is like, "Oh my god!"
No, dude, they're
and he
hugs.
shows up behind him. He's like, "Gotcha!" And they're like, "Oh."
But would he melt Iceman or would Iceman extinguish?
No,
his
they would
flame?
reach absolute
Oh.
zero whenever they hug. The unreachable absolute zero of temperature. That was like,
It would just open like a nexus, and that's how like the Age of Apocalypse starts. Apocalypse just climbs through. I am Apocalypse.
I'll freeze the keg. I'll start the grill. Bromance.
I keep the drinks cold. I keep the hot dogs hot. Dude, that'd be awesome. A buddy comedy with those two.
Oh my god!
I want that. Okay, yeah, I definitely want that.
Dude, that would be the only time Brett Ratner's allowed to come back if he did like a Rush Hour style.
Yeah.
Because there's literally no expectations. You're
Yeah.
just like, I want to see this happen, and I'm a big fan.
Jackie Chan plays Human Torch. Chris Tucker's Iceman. Come on,
Oh,
man!
no.
You keep melting me, man!
It's gonna be
I will bitch slap you back to the expansion.
I would enjoy it if it had Chris Evans and the guy that played Bobby.
I forget his name. Bobby Drake.
Yeah, it was called Bobby Drake. Actor Bobby Drake, who played Bobby Drake.
Played Bobby Drake.
Luis is already first in line.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I don't remember what the kid's name
Save
was.
us a spot.
Sean Ashmore.
Sean Ashmore,
He was
yeah.
he was in a movie that was filmed at Bowie High School.
Oh, really?
It was called Dot. It was about like some deaf chick in a high school romance, and she killed somebody. It was something like that. But I didn't actually see him, but some people did. That went to like the football field that they were filming at some points. So he was there. I never saw him, but he was there. That's the only reason I knew his name.
You saw little ice crystals. I know he was there.
He makes me like an ice rose when he passes by. Here you go, ice rose.
This is so sweet. The sun comes up, it's melting. That asshole.
It's like when you told me about the Green Lantern.
It's on a tangent. I was so beetle when I saw Green Lantern, and like the part that like annoyed me the most. And, like, he gets his powers, and he's going to be, like, all romantic. Because, like, he forgot his girlfriend's birthday. So he gives her, like, this necklace made out of, his powers. And obviously it's shown, like, everything he makes, like, eventually dissipates. So he gives her this thing, and it's, like, it's all beautiful and stuff. But it's like, when you leave, it's going to disappear. You're a fucking asshole. Like, that's not a good gift.
Might as well give her ice.
Yeah, that's
This is what I wanted to give you. Look how beautiful it is in my head.
Yeah, that was a joke I said.
Nobody makes it.
I was told him, like, yeah, they may as well just give her, like, a necklace made out of ice, so it just melt away.
Like Bobby gave the Rogue.
Yeah,
ice
exactly.
rose.
Oh, man. Speaking of Rogue, the chick that plays Maggie should play Rogue instead. I said it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Lauren
Cohan. Yeah, that's my pick. One of these days I'll direct these
She'd be
movies.
perfect.
Yeah, she would.
I'm on board.
The accent's perfect. She's tough. She can punch people. She can survive
hot.
zombies.
Yeah, she got the body for it.
Oh,
she doesn't have like the
yeah.
skinny supermodel body.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
she
she
got
looks like she could scrap.
thicker, rounded body.
Yeah.
Nice.
She look like even if she accidentally elbowed you, like your arm would be hurting like all day. Like,
Yeah.
why did you elbow me like that? I was like, it was an accident. I know, it just hurts.
I thought you were a walker.
yeah, right. The biters were coming, and I saw the governor.
She'd make a nice adult rogue. Yeah.
Louis says, "Oh, I like that. She'd make a nice adult rogue." I agree. Post Miss Marvel, jacking those powers.
Oh, there we go.
So we move into other movie news. A little bit less happy. So basically, after the
It's sad.
yeah, right. Yeah, even that picture he looks sad. But obviously after the untimely death of Paul Walker, they were trying to figure out what they're going to do with Fast and Furious 7. And at first they're talking about, we're going to, take a while to figure out what we're going to do, but the production's still on. Well, now it's been suspended indefinitely, and they don't know exactly what they want to do with the movie. Because apparently they filmed about half of it, but they still had another half, and I guess they don't know how to just, write them out midway through the film.
Yeah, I don't blame them for that, man.
So that's really difficult, I mean, with other movies where people have died before the movie was released, they've had most of the footage filmed, so they don't know if they're going to scrap it all and just do it all again, or they're going to have, some cheesy stand-in, so...
Call in Joss Whedon.
They
can repair all.
They even said they might actually not CGI, but when they digitally alter someone's face to look like that actor.
No.
So they might have to do something weird like that. So I don't know. It's a tough situation to be in because it's especially if they do just scrap it all. It's well, that's his last legacy, so that sucks. So they're
They do like Looper.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, if that's his last legacy and they do that, that would be freaking Game of Death status.
Yeah, Game of Death. Oh my god.
Bruce Lee's
yeah.
last
With the
movie.
cardboard head with the towel wrapped around
So
it.
the bright side too is Game of Death was a bad movie. It's like Bruce Lee's last movie.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Bruce Lee.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's gonna still love Paul Walker because he made Running Scared one of my favorite movies.
Plus,
Yeah,
look
I
at
love
those
that movie.
eyes.
Did you take that DVD from me?
Yes, I watched that movie like 5
It
times.
sounds bad, but I was like, take whatever DVDs. I want to pack as little stuff as possible.
Yeah.
So
He's
it
like,
sounds
but
bad.
not that one.
And just
He
aside,
took them. I practically gave them to him.
Not trying to be hipster about this or anything. I saw the movie 4 times. I have not watched it in like a year. So I did not watch it just because he died.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say, I saw it before he was in Fast and Furious.
Oh no, not
Even
at all.
now, like
I was
my
well
favorite
into
line
Fast
from
and
the
Furious,
movie,
but,
my favorite line from the movie isn't even him. It's from the German dude that plays the drunk Russian guy. He's like, just like John Wayne, and then he gets shot in the back, like right where John Wayne's eyes are on his back tat.
What the guy with the suit that walks in the restaurant? Touch me? I'm the Mac Daddy pimp.
Well,
But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Louis has
Mac
graciously volunteered to step in for Paul Walker's role. He said, "All right, you guys don't have to arm wrestle me anymore. I'll take over Paul's role. Him and I are pretty much twins." Well, you got my vote.
Done.
I'll be in there. I'll be in there to
Good,
watch
because my
that
arm was
movie.
getting sore.
yeah, no, right. Yeah, mine too. You know, my muscles were getting soft. But yeah, so another Paul Walker news. So obviously, you know, the Fast and Furious 6 DVD is either out or coming out. Yeah, I think it came out. And so, you know, normally it's just like, okay, you know, they're trying to bank off of his death, but instead it's like, okay, well, a portion of the proceeds are actually going to go to Paul Walker's charity, so that's actually really awesome.
That's good.
So it's called Reach Out Worldwide, and I believe the charity it's basically like a group full of for like first responders to respond to, say, like earthquakes or hurricanes, tsunamis, and stuff like that. So I mean, it's a good cause, you know, especially if you really care about Paul Walker. You know, it's something where you can not only pay tribute to him, but then also something that he really cared about.
Oh, yeah.
And then the fact that, like, ironically, he died leaving a charity event for that specific charity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's like very fitting that, you know, that would
Proceeds go to that.
Yeah,
that's good.
So
Prestige Worldwide. That was what I was thinking of. When you said his charity, something worldwide, I thought Prestige Worldwide. That's bad.
Boats and hoes. Boats
DVD
and
is out
hoes.
tomorrow at 12 time. I'm going to pick it up.
Okay, there you go.
I just kind of fell on this news right here. But Jason Momoa is in talks to also be in the Superman Batman movie.
God.
I did not. This news just came out today. I don't know what time, but earlier today we must have not seen it.
I will be excited if he plays Khal Drogo. Or if they somehow go to another universe and he's like fighting someone, he just like cuts their throat and pulls their tongue out, and then all of a sudden Daenerys is there eating a horse hard, just
he walks
munching on
into
it.
a
horse
PG-13
dummy?
movie.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah, no, right.
Ready to die?
He's like, once he gets cast as a character, it's like, yeah, I'm doing this to atone for Hercules. Or Conan, I mean. Conan,
yeah.
I'm sorry for destroying Arnold Schwarzenegger's franchise.
That's the same guy from Conan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing when I first figured out who he was, and then people were saying, like, he's been in other movies. I was like, Khal Drogo's been in other movies. It's like, he was Conan, that garbage movie that nobody cared about.
You know, it's funny.
doesn't look anything
and with this
I feel like it
picture,
doesn't look like him.
it's funny with this picture that they use with him holding the two knives from Game of Thrones. Like, that's Drax the Destroyer right there. That's who I wanted initially.
Needs to be.
When they cast the freaking wrestler guy.
Yeah, Batista,
yeah.
One of the main things I've always asked of a Spider-Man movie to have my favorite villain in there, which is Kraven the Hunter.
Dude, he looks
like Kraven the Hunter as well.
perfect.
He'd be fucking
Yeah.
God.
Louis says Doomsday is a popular theory of who he's going to be.
really.
Yeah, Doomsday, and then, like, I guess there's another one that he might be Martian Manhunter, so.
So Doomsday is gonna one-hit kill everybody, right?
Dude, if they do it like that, I will be thrilled.
I wouldn't even take him as Doomsday. I would take him as, like, Darkseid.
Okay.
Darkseid. Because he's got that really, like, dark voice.
And the seed.
I've never heard his voice.
I like
I
it.
don't
He's
know.
got a good voice.
You should probably watch those Game of Thrones DVDs,
I watched
bro.
the kid get kicked out the window, and I'm
Yeah, that should have motivated you to watch the rest of the series.
should have. I'll watch it.
Those are the things you do for love.
I'll watch it because this newest season 24 isn't so good.
Oh, see, there you go.
Season 4. Well, I watched
Take
one
a break.
episode of it. I watched half an episode of it.
Yeah.
But, like, they definitely veered off the pathway.
Wow. Yeah, if you can only get through half an episode, that's usually a sign
The first
that it's
two,
probably not that
first
good.
two seasons of 24. This is the last thing I'll say about 24. But the first two seasons, fantastic. Watch them. If you're ever gonna watch 24, watch the first two seasons.
Boop.
Third season is
Boop.
really good.
Boop.
Fourth season is just like, nah.
Yeah,
It just
kind
like
of tanks.
Yeah, you really don't. You don't like off the bat. You don't get that. It doesn't have any of the actors anymore either. Because even the third season, they did like they do cast changes and shit.
Yeah.
Well, they do it every season. They get like new cast members, but like in like the third season, they got like that chick from The Wire, that chick that played the weird chick from Always Sunny, the snail girl.
Oh, yeah.
Their rejected cousin.
Oh, yeah.
And then they had like the guy that plays Spock. So they're cool new additions,
Yeah.
but they've never been in the series before. They did really good in the third season. They go to
gee.
the fourth season, like a whole recast except for like Jack Bauer and like one other person. And you're just like, no, I don't want to get used to a whole bunch of other people. And they're like boring and shit. That's about it. That's all I'll
Gotcha.
say.
Well, he says season 5 is the best of 24. It wasn't as good after that. I think season 5 might have been the one season I actually watched.
Was it pretty good?
Yeah, I remember really liking it, and then I watched like the first episode of season 6, and it like immediately was just like.
See, that's how it was from
good.
3 to that's how it was from 3 to 4.
Yeah.
So maybe 5 is really good. Maybe they picked it up after, but then I guess they went downhill to season 6 again.
Well, because I think what I just remember reading like because I had never seen
Nabiki's already like on season 2. It's barely been like a week for her. It's like, you serial junkie. I hate you both.
But like the way they had described season 5, if it's the season I'm thinking of, it's like pretty much they said like it just got a shot of testosterone. So if the way you already described 24 seems like the way I remember it, so it's probably like even more like ridiculous of just like, give me the information that I want, I'll break both your arms.
Well, the thing is, I was all like the angry Jack Bauer and like doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like in the first 2 seasons, like you understand all of it, you know?
Yeah.
You're like it's well written and it's not over the top, and you perfectly understand why he's freaking out.
Yeah.
Like as much as we make fun of it, it's just funny when you first see it. Like, he just freaks out and stuff. You're just like, you literally think what everybody tells you about Jack Bauer. Like when he freaks out, you're like, this guy is the man. He's motherfucking Jack Bauer. You know what I mean? So like the first 2 seasons, they do great. That's never over like too over the top. It's always like grounded in realism, and he just he's a real guy. But like they start going like in season 4, and like they're just like he's just like, I'm gonna start like breaking all the rules, and instead of like being like doing it for certain reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Won't go into details too much to explain, but yeah, it does fall off a little bit. We're like, there's no way like fucking 6,000 things happen in 1 hour. Like, no, it doesn't happen.
Yeah. It's like a cool premise, but like in actual execution, it's like okay.
Yeah, it's just like
yeah. So moving on to TV news. You were right all along about Family Guy. So apparently, the whole thing, I mean, it was like so obvious. Like they killed Brian, and they're like, oh hey, he's gonna come back, because no one saw that coming. So, I mean, well, I guess it's kind of a spoiler, but obviously if you looked ahead at, like, some of the descriptions for episodes, Brian's obviously in them. So, they haven't said exactly how he's going to come back, but there's a blurb for the episodes. Like, Stewie devises a master plan to get the one and only thing he wants for Christmas. Maybe it's his good buddy Brian.
Yeah, it's funny, because we had Desi on last week of Nerds Against the World. And he was saying, he's like, yeah, what they'll probably do, and this was like well before they had even announced it. He's like, well, Stewie's got that time machine, so he'll probably just go back in time eventually and go and get Brian back.
Yeah.
Somehow. I was like, it looks like that's what they're going to do. That's weird.
The time machine broke at the end of the episode.
Yeah, but couldn't he just fix it again?
Well, he said he couldn't, because they did that at the end. So, like, he tried to find the parts, but, like, the certain, like, one part that he needed.
Yeah.
That you can't get a hold of or something like that. It was something just, like, it was like a 2-sentence thing, but, like, literally, like, the point is, like, in cartoon plot, he couldn't make it anymore. Because he tried to find parts, he couldn't find the parts that he needed to make it again.
But how hard did he look?
Hey, well, it's cartoon logic.
Yeah.
The point of that,
Cartoons for me.
He really was just like looking around. Nah, I can't find it.
That's literally what it was like. Oh, go to the street, can't find this. I'm gonna make a new time, because he was like, I'll just make a time machine again. But there's like I guess he couldn't find plutonium or something like that.
That is a little scarce.
Then he got that dog that he really liked.
I
only watched that episode because Brian died.
Oh yeah,
because I just wanted to know. Like, how did they kill it? And it was gonna be monumental. And I watched it with ingredients.
RP.
And yeah, we're both just like, we just had to watch it and see what was going on, and we saw it just like yeah, it's probably gonna come back sooner or later. Because it's not too hard to bring back. It's just he's playing Seth MacFarlane's the one that plays the voice. You know, he can just literally just talk different and bring the character back.
Yeah. It'd be funny if they just brought him back like as another dog. Like literally, it's like same voice, same exact personality. Just
do
like,
it like
I could have swore they did, because they got a new dog at the end of that episode.
Yeah.
It was like that Italian Ray Romano dog or whatever.
Yeah. It's just like, I think it's like an actual different dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But let's see, what is Louis saying? He says, while everyone figured he was coming back, I'm so glad he is. Brian's the best part of the show, especially when the episodes are Brian Stewie centric. I do agree with that. Like, they have really good chemistry.
Those episodes are always the best when like it's like a Brian and Stewie adventure.
Yeah,
those are always funny because they're like like the best characters. They're witty. They're smart. They make funny humor. I really like it.
Quagmire is the best character.
It's not. Yeah. Huh?
I said Quagmire is the best character.
Curious.
You got nothing to say, do you?
He's a little overexposed. Like towards like the last few seasons that I actually started watching. Well, it's just like it went from like he was like charming and like you had him in like in small doses. So every time you saw him, you're like, oh, this is great. I just remember there was one where he's just like, I don't know. It just like this seems like they just like relied on him too much.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, all right, let's only do Quagmire, and it's just like, all right, I get it. He's funny, he's great, but just like dial it down just a little bit. I don't know, but I still think he's actually no. Adam West is my favorite character actually.
That's funny
because he's a man who loves his taffy. But anyway, we have huge TV news, gigantic, monumental. So they're making a Dusk Till Dawn TV show, and there's going to be an amazing cameo from the Quentin Tarantino universe.
Salma Hayek in high panties.
Oh, even better. Even better.
High-rise thong.
High-rise thong, that's what it
Not
was.
quite, though.
with not lots of feet. No. The appearance is going to be of the Big Kahuna Burger.
That's what the thing is? Really?
They're actually filming it off of Airport Boulevard
Oh
here.
my god.
I just remember reading this. I was just like, how is this news? It's not even a character. It's a location.
Yeah.
That's something like when you see it in the show, you're like, that's cool. That's from those other films. I get that reference. That's a nice Easter egg. But like for that to be your promotional push, like, hey, this character's gonna eat a burger. It's like, unless it's the Hardee's commercial, I don't give a fuck. You know? It's
Yeah.
like,
That's great.
so I don't know. I just wanted to throw that in there because
Unless a real Big Kahuna Burger opens up in Austin.
that would
I don't really
that
care.
would be badass. Yeah.
If like a real burger joint, like a Big Kahuna, opens up as a result of it being in that movie,
Yeah.
I'd be down.
That'd be cool, especially if Samuel Jackson was there, like opening day, like, you know, you want to eat these burgers.
He needs to go around and sip everybody's Coke who's drinking a Sprite. Everybody who's drinking Sprite.
That would be so
Yeah.
great. That is a tasty beverage.
Yeah, just take a big bite.
If you don't pay, he just shoots you.
I would hope like afterwards they'll like compensate you for it. Here we go. He's been eating everybody's.
No, that's part of the charm.
I don't
It's
know
like,
why he's here.
is he, yeah, right. We didn't even invite him.
We offered him free food, and he said, "Back off, motherfucker!"
All of his mini bites have resulted in about 20 real burgers.
Yeah. Apparently he's gone bankrupt and he just comes there to eat the burgers. No one wants to tell him no because he's wearing the Jules wig. And he keeps trying to pay for the food with food stamps, but they're in a wallet that says badass motherfucker. So
More people are
we're a
actually
little on
coming
edge.
because he's here, so it's hard to really complain.
Yeah, right.
Motherfucker.
In fact, we were actually about to go bankrupt, but he kind of saved the restaurant, so we should actually be really grateful.
What are you talking about over there, motherfucker?
Yeah, right. Start shooting. No, the bullet holes are already there before the gunshots. But yeah, but I think it's kind of cool. Also, yeah, they're like Agamemnon said, they're filming in Austin, so it'd be kind of cool to like drive by and get a tasty beverage.
Yep.
So just a quick blurb. For those of you that are fans of House of Cards, like myself, as I binge watched the entire thing in the course of 2 days, it's coming back February 14th, 2014. So just in time for V-Day, get your significant other and let them know about the seedy underbelly of politics and Kevin Spacey. I mean, Kevin Spacey alone is worth the price of admission.
So that's
is
not
free.
the one with Jeff Daniels?
No, that's a different show.
Nope. I don't even know who Jeff Daniels is. So it's
Harry from Dumb and Dumber?
Oh,
He played George Washington in the A&E biographical movie.
Main character in Arachnophobia. Those are his
awesome.
3 movies.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Arachnophobia. Wow, I feel sorry for him.
Those are his 3 movies.
He killed a spider with a nail gun.
Oh yeah.
He killed a spider with a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true. It was like
John Goodman was in
it
it.
was like dead. Was he?
Yeah, he killed a spider with his foot.
Sure, I think of Brother Where Art Thou when he kills that frog and throws it at the tree.
He just I love the way he just tosses it. Pop! You hear like the smack and the bones crackling. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, so just where was it now? Okay, so obviously we know the Daredevil. Speaking of Netflix, you know the Daredevil TV series. So they found the person who's going to write and direct the pilot and also serve as the showrunner, Drew Goddard. And he was one of the writers on Cabin in the Woods, which a lot of people really seem to not only just love, or not really just like people were just like insane over that movie. And I watched it. I thought that was pretty good. It wasn't great. I wasn't really all that impressed. And it might have just been because it was overhyped.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw the movie.
Which movie?
Cabin in the Woods.
Oh,
It had
that's
Thor.
been like the most recommended movie to me. I've never seen it though.
Yeah, it should be on Netflix. It was at one point.
I've only seen a clip of it.
I think it still is. I think I just put it on there.
Okay.
I've only seen a
so
clip
long
of it because somebody showed me this bong this guy had.
Uh-huh.
It was like a coffee cup.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, we gotta go. He's like smoking out of it, like the handle at the top. He's like lighting at the bottom. He's like, hey, you can't bring that thing with us. And he just like a retractable one. And it retracts into just like a coffee mug. He's like, bring what? I was like, that's pretty sweet.
That's honestly hands down probably one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
I was like, that is
Can't bring that in here. What do you mean?
Yeah. I'm just drinking this delicious brew.
Yeah, if you took a drink out of it, I'd be more impressed. But
Oh, dude, it's
that'd be
like
so nasty.
It's so full of bong water. Nice. Well, Louis says he agrees. It was a good movie, but nothing spectacular.
I haven't seen it. I've heard it's like, oh, dude, you'll totally trip out. It's totally crazy. You can't predict anything that's going to happen. So that's why I wanted to learn to watch it. I should watch. I think it's on Netflix. Maybe.
I mean, it does have like a couple of twists, but they're like not that amazing. It's like compared to say like I don't know, The Prestige or I don't know.
Other fucking good
movies with twist, in general. Just a general movie twist. I don't know.
Arlington Road.
Yeah, when the bad people prevail.
Hey, that's his other movie.
Jeff Daniels. No, that was
Jeff Daniels.
That wasn't Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
No, that was Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
That was Tim Robbins and why did I forget it? Jeff Bridges. Jeff
Daniels.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. I'm so sorry.
He opens a chunk of his car. He's like, there's a bomb. And then Tim Robbins like, we're gonna move and sell this house. Or maybe
the kid with us.
Yeah, we'll take your kid with us.
Nice.
We're gonna be baller.
It's what he wanted.
I'm gonna teach her how to bank. Teach her how to break out of prison.
They can't bank worth a damn. Oh, I think that's a different movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so going into comic book news, let us touch on this. For those of you that are fans of Magneto, he's going to have his own solo series.
Oh, nice.
So it's by Cullen Bunn and Gabriel Hernandez Walta. Just that alone, I mean, that's a long name, so obviously that's an impressive man. So I'm actually not familiar with either guy, so I can't really tell you anything they've done. Well, Bunn has done Venom and Fearless Defenders, and Walta has done Astonishing X-Men. So, so he's going to do that. Let's see here. So pretty much it carries on from the storyline where his powers have been broken after the storyline with the Phoenix Force. Long explanation, not going to get into. If you want to know about the Phoenix Force, go to Comic Book Girl 19, and she has a video on that. Really hilarious. Does a very good summary, and you can find out all about it.
Is the Astonishing arc, is that pretty cool? Is it a good one? Is it a good one?
I have not read Astonishing since Josh Whedon had wrote it years ago.
It's one of the few comics that were out that kind of helped me like veer back into comics.
Okay.
The current incarnation?
No, the first one. Just the Whedon one.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how it is now.
Yeah. I don't know where I was.
I don't know if it's Astonishing. Like, I honestly didn't even know that it was still there, to be honest, because there's so many. There's literally, at least, 10 X-Men titles. Louis says he's half interested. The artist's work seems like it's not finished. If he's still drawing, sketching, whatever. He was on Astonishing X-Men for the last 15 or so issues. So, I don't know. Solo titles in general are very, I mean, unless they have a really good idea behind it, a lot of times they kind of end up being very mediocre. It's almost like, a lot of times it's just kind of like a cash grab. It's like, oh yeah, this character's popular, let's try and see how much more we can pump out from the fans' pockets.
Right here in my pocket.
Right here in my pocket. So, we had a couple trailers. I don't know if you want to talk about these. I don't know if you saw the trailer for Amazing Spider-Man 2, Beetle.
No, I've not.
Or the trailer for 300, Rise of an Empire.
I've not. Sherlock! Saw it up there.
Alright, well, I guess we'll play the Amazing Spider-Man. I think we'll skip the 300 one. Unless you really want to talk about it.
No, I can watch it later.
I'm falling.
This is more relatable to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Every day, I wake up knowing...
Actually, we should save it. Well, why am I talking about it?
Try to save.
Is this the trailer?
Yeah.
Stop talking.
God.
Except
Keeping
for
Luis informed because
More
he's just
enemies
listening.
I will make.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of
Is that
time
Goblin?
Yeah.
before I face those with more power
Oh,
I can
freaking.
overcome.
I'm so sorry, I'm late. I had a traffic thing.
Did your traffic jam have anything to do with being, I don't know, shot at by machine guns?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was implying that.
It wasn't even a dodge, it was just turning.
Yeah. He just does it on accident.
Yeah, I can defy physics.
Get you under surveillance.
Why?
Isn't that the question of the day?
Oh, is that who that is?
This Prime cameo?
Yes.
Told you that secrets have a cost.
I call Aunt May as being the best actress in this movie.
My name is Richard Parker. I have
Yeah.
discovered what
That's
Oscorp
Maybe
was
I'm
to use my research
Yeah, I'll give
for.
that.
I have a responsibility to protect the world from what I know they're capable of.
What is all this?
This is my private toy collection.
The future
Here's my Iron Man suits.
Yeah.
can change the world.
What about Peter?
Not everyone has a happy ending.
Why Why not throw it? Why not wiper?
Oh no!
Shit.
I made a choice.
This is my path. Soon, everyone in the city will know how it feels to live in a world without power.
How much you pay for that designer jacket and haircut, sir?
Without mercy.
Not rocking that Tobey Maguire sweater vest.
Spider-Man.
Oh.
That was just really slow lightning.
So lightning's faster than the speed of sound.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Well, yeah, the
Spider-Man's
speed of
that
light
fast.
is pretty quick.
But
I
spider
just gotta
sense?
say.
Okay, so we're nitpicking it hardcore, but that's only because I just don't like Andrew Garfield himself. I'm fine with Emma Stone and everybody else in there.
Mhm.
I just don't like this Peter Parker.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I just don't.
All right, well, let's go with Luis's opinion real quick before I give mine. He says the trailer for Amazing Spider-Man 2 was great. He's excited for the movie. He's hopeful that they can juggle 3 villains better than Raimi's Spider-Man 3. Plus, cool Easter egg in the beginning: Doc Ock's arms, Vulture's wings.
Yeah.
But this is part I can agree with him on at least. Fox's Electro voice. Why is he trying to impersonate the Godfather?
That's good.
I didn't even read that far.
But yeah, I freaking hate the voice who's like, "I'm gonna show them a world without power." Like when you don't pay your electricity bill.
Oh,
That's what they
Louis.
show.
I really like you're good.
Luis.
You're a good guy, Luis, but he's not better than Toby. He is not a better Peter Parker than Toby because he is not portraying.
He's
Peter
not even
Parker.
Peter Parker.
He's not
He's
portraying
like-
Peter Parker whatsoever.
He might as well be Miles Morales. He's a completely
Yeah.
different character. Like he's such
Yeah.
he's such a dick. Like the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, just kill this kid.
He's
This kid
doing
is an asshole.
like people are like, oh, he's doing a much better job being as smart than Toby. It was just like he's being like Deadpool like humor instead of like just like a one-liner thing.
Yeah.
he's just like, oh, you're gonna stab me with that knife and get in my knees like a whole act.
Yeah,
that's just
yeah.
something like Deadpool would do. That's just like I don't know. It's not the same. That's not the same Peter Parker humor that I would see. You know, the transition from being like nerdy and stuff.
And yet still better than Toby.
That's not true. There was like, that's not
don't say that.
That's not true at all. Like if you just look at them, Toby's already better. Like look at it like a side by side of them, and you see the way Peter Parker looks compared to what's his name, Andrew Garfield. Yeah, and you see like the designer jacket, designer jeans, designer haircut. This guy that. He's cool in high school, you know, no one's ever going to hate him. But like, oh, but I'm a nerd and nobody likes me.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire looks like he has no friends.
Yeah.
He has that weird kind of smile that he has, like that Meg Ryan lip that I always say. And then he has like the sweater vest. He literally comes off as awkward on screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's just you can say that's Tobey Maguire, but yeah, it's a better Peter Parker than a guy that like has everything, has a girl from the very beginning.
Yeah.
You know, just like I don't really care for Andrew Garfield. There's nothing that's making me like him. You're not rooting for an underdog.
Yeah,
He's he's already accepted and like
his character really killed it for me because I love everyone else that's in the movie except for him, and I don't even dislike Andrew Garfield. I just dislike him in that role.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Tobey Maguire's a better Peter Parker.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I'm not really that excited for being Spider-Man 2. I kind of was. Like, I saw the first still of Electro. I saw him like, okay, maybe in motion he's going to look better.
Yeah.
Now seeing the trailer, I'm like, he still looks kind of stupid. You know, he looks kind of dumb. I think Rhino looks kind of dumb.
I like this new outfit because it's very McFarlane-ish.
I do love the Spider-Man costume.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's hands down the best.
It's
Spider-Man
definitely way more
costume yet.
updated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually has the correct color eyes. Like, yeah, I would say hands down that's the best part of it visually.
Yeah, I like the coloring. I like the way it pops more, and it just looks more like an outfit compared to the first one.
Yeah.
And in the first one, it just felt like they were trying to outdo like the Spider-Man 3 look. I mean, yeah, the first Spider-Man 3, or blah 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 blah.
I like the way it
blah,
hugs
blah,
his
blah.
curves.
Luis, not even on Earth 2.
Yeah, back to the classic looking costume. Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, I mean, as far as that goes, that looks good.
I think the design of the movie and the visuals are really good. I mean, everything looks pretty cool. I mean, Electro looked a little bit weird.
Yes,
I didn't mind
I didn't
his
see too
look.
much. I didn't see too
like
much of him though.
The hoodie and all that good stuff. As, like for being like, from what it looks like, he looks ethereal. You know, like he's just a mass of electricity, not a dude with electricity powers.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, what the
R.I.P.
fuck does he need a hoodie and jeans for if he's just a floating mass of electricity?
Because they don't want another Dr. Manhattan on their hands.
I was gonna say, all right.
No, but I mean, if
Of
he's
glowing
like,
Ball and Johnston.
yeah, but I mean, all he has to be is like an electric ball of light, not like this dude with his dick swinging.
R.I.P. the Shocker. I knew that guy.
Oh man, dude, the Shocker. When I used to watch the cartoon, the Shocker was always one of my favorite villains, and he like always just got owned. Like he was the joke. He'd be like the opening like 5 minutes, and the Spider-Man just owns him and sends him to jail.
That quilt costume.
Yeah.
So good.
It picks up spills really easily.
The biggest thing that pisses me off in the trailer is Electro chasing down Spider-Man at the end. I was like, this is like the third time I've said it this past few days. It's like, for a person made of pure lightning, he is a slow motherfucker.
Oh,
he is
so
one slow motherfucker. It's like, that shit should hit you in an instant.
You would think he wouldn't even be like in a body form. He just like boop boop.
Oh, that'd be badass if he just went the speed of light, just hitting him.
Or if you're gonna be made of lightning, that's what you would be. You know, when you travel like Sandman.
Yeah,
he was a Sandman, but when he traveled, he immediately went in the sand form because it's more efficient, and he just fucking catches the wind like later. It's like in a dump truck or something. That when he's gonna hit you, you go into human form, just like fucking ball up to a really dense ass ball. So like that kind of. That's what I wanted to see Jamie Foxx do. Like,
that would have been cool.
He can have a body form, but if he's gonna like chase him down. Like I said, lightning's faster than the speed of sound.
Yeah.
That shit's going to be a boop, boop, I'm in front of you. And then he'll have like his human form like already in front of him.
And less time than it takes for you to even snap your fingers.
Exactly. But what I'm saying, like when he travels, it'll just be like a boom, boom. And like he'll already like be in human form in front of like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine him moving. It's like when you think of it like most like in the most basic sense, well, if you're playing like a fighting game, this is like you got Peter Parker. Who's like a kind of keep away character, and you got like Electro, who I would think is like a zoning character.
Yeah.
He'd be like lightning, 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 lightning. I don't gotta chase down shit. I can like stand on a fucking power plant and just be like, come at me, bro.
It's like when the pros play Aquaman and Injustice. He just keeps doing that stupid trident slash.
Yeah, like when you got the shit, you don't need to go in. You know, when you can, you're fucking lightning, bro.
Exactly,
lightning.
He was going to show him without... Okay, so Luis said he never liked Shocker's classic costume. He said he looks like a walking mattress. I think that's why he was so near and dear. It's just like, not only is he going to protect you, he's going to make sure that you're comfortable when you go to bed. So
is he going to protect you?
Well, unless it's someone better than him, which is pretty much everybody in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can find like some Z-list villains, he can protect you from them.
Z-list? Oh, man. Who is a Z-list villain?
All right. Well, since we're... kind of going way over from our usual time, I'm just gonna wrap it up with one more topic. So a lot of people this weekend went to go see the movie Frozen. It's I think it's Disney or Pixar, one of those. Basically, it's Disney's newest animated movie.
Nice.
Kids want to go and see that with their families, and parents are like, oh, it's a good movie to take my kids to. Well, it's a good movie to take your kids to, except for when the Red Band trailer for Nymphomaniac starts playing.
Oh,
yeah. And okay, it's not just the regular trailer. This is like the not safe for work trailer. This is the full frontal nudity trailer.
Oh, wow.
Like it gets really raunchy. Like I was watching it, and it's like this is like just if you were at a rated R movie, you would still feel like whoa. That was something else. Like
much less feeling uncomfortable, like in front of a bunch of kids.
Yeah, like imagine having your child, and literally there's a scene of someone giving a blowjob. There's a scene of a chick that like has like spitting out like cum out of her mouth, and this like is like it was like, oh yeah, no, here's the catcher. And it's very appropriate for this podcast. Of all places that would make this mistake, it happened in Florida.
Oh, jeez. Really?
Of course it did.
Yeah.
People are just off the ball in Florida, man.
Maybe this is how everyone gets all screwed up. Like, they just go to see a nice Disney movie, and someone plays a Red Bad trailer for Nymphomaniac, and they're just screwed up for life.
When that kid goes
now, but how about before then? What were they playing?
They already had it. They had it from the future. They already have time travel.
When it goes back to school, he's going to be like, cocks. He's going to have, like, some weird sex threats.
It's going to be, this one's going to be like the South Park movie. Shit, fuck, ass, gun.
Yeah.
It's like, where did you learn this, Frozen? That movie needs to be banned. They start, like, protesting.
We learn our times tables. He's just like, swallow. Or something like that. I don't know.
That is not 9 times 9.
Blowjob?
Well, yeah, people likened it to the Tyler Durden in Fight Club where he's at the projector, like, slicing in porno.
That's perfect. I respect that more. If someone actually did that intentionally.
Yeah. I can actually see that. Like, that's like their last day. It's like, screw these guys. I'm not going to make this theater, like, notorious.
We call them...
Make them remember me forever.
We call them cigarette burns.
They don't think they pretend like they didn't see it, but they knew they saw it. But yeah, so I don't know. I just thought that was funny. I saw that. I saw that almost right after we were done with the last podcast. I was like, why did finally the really good news come out right after we were done? Mm-hmm. So I thought that was pretty amusing. Oh, and they also make reference of Uma Thurman's character talks about a whoring bed. So I'm sure that's going to be a fun conversation to have with your kids when they ask you what a whoring bed is. So movie theaters. If you're out there,
Uma Thurman's in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to see her.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf is him alone makes me not want anything to do with that movie.
I just don't want to see Uma Thurman naked. She seems like she has a weird looking body.
I bet she has just a sword under. When she takes her clothes off, just dun dun dun.
If she fought like that, I'd be fine with that. Cutting people off. Yeah, entertainment. Yeah.
It's like, did you really think it was be that easy to get in my pants? Yeah. For a second there, I kind of thought it was. Wow. All right. Well, I got one final topic to wrap it up. Yeah. So those that know, for those that don't know, I'm a huge fan of Spill.com. They were really influential for me for this podcast in particular, and I pretty much listen to them almost every day. They have a lot of good stuff, and their parent company, Hollywood.com, they're a bunch of cunts, and they decided to pull the plug on them pretty much out of the blue. And they're doing all this new stuff. They had all these plans, and all of a sudden they're like, you know what? We're just not going to fund you guys anymore. Have a nice Christmas. So they're pretty much, they're going to continue to exist through the end of December, and then after that, Corey, the main guy at Spill, he's going to try and continue on in some form. Obviously, it's not going to still be Spill. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Hollywood.com actually owns the domain. But he's going to have his own project and continue to try and make podcasts and do the film reviews that they do. So, I don't know. It really bummed me out. It's just first Nelson Mandela dies, and then Spill.com goes under.
Yeah.
It was that 1-2 punch combination.
My buddy Nathan from California said, "Rip Nelson Mandela." Sent me a picture of Morgan Freeman. Oh, my God. I laughed so hard. But, yeah, this is That's out of the blue. That just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so I was pretty bummed. It's just because they had to lay off a lot of people earlier in the year, and they were thinking they had to do that to save the site, just for them to be like, you know what, we're just going to cut you all the way. So it sucks. But hopefully, whatever they do in the future, I'll definitely be there to listen, and hopefully, they're able to get back on their feet once they restructure and reform and rise like the phoenix.
I definitely want to say, initially when we were listening to Smodcast, that was the initial thing.
Yeah.
And then you discovered Spill, and then I later found out, hey, I grew up watching these guys on The Real Deal.
Yeah, on Public Access.
I was a kid, and they were funny as hell, and I loved hearing their movie recommendations, and then it just disappeared one day.
Mm.
But I think the inspiration to do the podcast came from Smodcast, but I think as far as our sound and the way what we wanted to sound like on the podcast, I think was influenced heavily by these guys.
Oh, definitely.
And I think without them, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing the way we're doing it, even as unsuccessfully as we are. I just have to be thankful to them for that. So. Big thank you if anybody from Spill ever hears this.
Yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You mean a lot to us.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get us all one of those Spill shirts.
Oh, we
a different color.
Yeah, thanks for saying that. I didn't even think about that.
Christmas presents.
Yeah,
don't bother, guys. I got this.
Okay.
I don't think it would be the only thing. I'm not copping out.
All right, Tony.
Who's Tony?
Stark.
You don't deserve to wear that suit. But I don't know, just one last thing about Spill. I don't know, because I remember when we first started, we were really awkward. It was just whenever you make a joke or someone makes a joke, it's are we supposed to laugh right into the microphones? You feel kind of awkward. Are you supposed to just have a podcast full of laughter? Yeah. And we're gonna have Agamemnon on the way to work. We're listening to one of their podcasts. Let's do this. It was just there was literally a solid minute of laughing. It was
even if it sounded forced, I was like, well, it's something. It's ambiance, and it just makes you laugh uncomfortably, and then all of a sudden, you're part of it, and I was like, oh, this is great. I feel good about going to my shitty job now.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just like the laughter is contagious, and then you kind of realize like, oh, it is not only just okay to laugh, like it's obviously encouraged. Like that can definitely be a sound and a style to a podcast.
Yeah.
So after I heard that, I was like, all right, and then like they get even more raunchy than us sometimes. I think we kind of go back and forth. They would probably go tit for tat. Mm-hmm. But after hearing that, I'm like, all right, we can take the gloves off and talk about anything. Because if these guys could be successful, semi-mainstream, and talking about topics that I won't even get into, I'm like, all right, I think we'll be okay being ourselves.
When the entire cast or the entire people, everyone that works at Pixar you're their number one podcast, that's success to me.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Louis said that was scary. With that,
I'm Bobby Beetle.
So hopefully one day we'll go from Spilios to real Dealios.
Oh, yeah. Then we'll eat Cheerios. Did I kill it?
We'll eat Realios. I don't.
Table flip.
I'm Agamemnon.
I'm Bobby Beetle.
And I'm Prometheus. And this has been Straight
Outta Austin.
Louis says, commence with the nightmares.
Later, Luis. We'll see you soon. Watch some psych.